One thing people often get wrong about wilderness is thinking it's a space untouched by humans. But what if I told you that the very idea of wilderness, pristine, raw nature, was a colonial invention? This concept served to erase centuries of sustainable indigenous stewardship over these lands. In North America, early European settlers arrived to vast forests and plains, assuming them untamed. These settlers believed they discovered raw land ripe for divine cultivation, disregarding existing stewardship. Native communities had long shaped those ecosystems through methods like controlled burns and selective harvesting. So why did colonists insist they had discovered untouched land when indigenous practices were evident? Declaring a place wild provided rationalization for branding its people savage and justifying their removal. In Australia, British authorities ignored Aboriginal land management, labeling ecological paths as mere coincidence. Today's national parks often sit atop lands cleansed of their indigenous caretakers through displacement. Yellowstone National Park, for example, removed multiple indigenous nations to preserve so-called natural beauty. Such beauty conveniently excludes the cultural presence and practices of these communities throughout history. Should conservation really start by erasing the people who made these lands flourish for generations? Modern environmental movements often fail to acknowledge this historical legacy embedded in their practices. Why do calls for rewilding so often exclude the essential process of re-indigenizing these landscapes? Is loving nature truly radical if it neglects the ancient human relationships that shaped these ecosystems? If a forest can only be appreciated when humans vanish from sight, what future are we crafting? What do you think? Are today's protected areas genuinely safeguarding biodiversity or repeating harmful myths? Can we envision a version of wilderness that emphasizes inclusion as preservation, not erasure disguised?